stars moving around. We're seeing a lot of new pairings. So we thought we would play a little game. You've heard of Millionaire Matchmaker, but this is Super Max Matchmaker.
Super Max Matchmaker.
Look at that sting. So the game here is you have to pitch two stars that you always wanted to see team up, and then you give them your couple names. So we're looking at like Benefers, Brangelinas, Trailer Swelsey, which everybody knows is, as we all know, is Taylor Swift and Travis Kelce's couple name.
Is that a for real one, or did you make that up?
No, that's real. It's real. Google it. Google it.
Okay.
Trailer Swelsey.
I love it.
Can I also just say, you said stars. You're gonna be disappointed in my.
No. That's totally fine. That's
I for sure have one who is not a star on here, but I mean, people could make their arguments. Who knows?
Yeah. So yeah, star can be loose. CJ, why don't you kick us off? Who's your first star couple?
Okay, we got this is two Lakers. Two Lakers, not the most impactful Lakers. Talon Horton Tucker and Jay Huff Tucker.
Ooh. Huff Tucker. I can see it. And, I'm sure there's stars in their circles. It doesn't have to be. Look at that. Look at those guys.
I can't believe we had those guys on our team, and now we have Luka Doncic. Like, it's crazy.
Unfair.
It is unfair.
Hold on. I want to look up this name just to see what it looks like.
I was even thinking you just jam them together even. Huff Tucker.
Huff Tucker. It's like a riff on Fuddruckers a little bit. It could be like a chain restaurant. Like we went to Huff Tucker's after the game and had a drink.
These guys also look like they could be like in a buddy sitcom, kind of on the like about people who are on the Lakers but don't really play on the Lakers. Although I think they probably both get some PT. But like I'd watch that sitcom all day.
Yeah, this is like New Girl but on Tubi,
Huff Tucker, now without ads.
I'm tuning in. I love that. That's a great first one. Harry, do you have one to pitch?
Yeah, sure. Let's. I did some stars, so you know what? We'll stick in the star department. And one that I guess these guys, everybody knows both these guys, but the first would be he's going to be in a lot of mine is Giannis, because he's so great. And then the second one would be John Morant, and the name for that couple, I'll have to like write it up here real quick. And I think like also these two players could like really play well together if they ever got in a team. I'd love seeing like them play together. But the name, of course, is going to be Giannis. I would just love to be calling him Giannis or Gija for short. It sounds like Gija. It sounds like a kaiju name a little bit, which they both could be. So I'm for it.
That's a scary combo. Giannis. I love that. Feels like a real celebrity couple name too. I could see them in the tabloids.
One of them's got a gun, one of them's got candy, just waving them like an airhead stick around.
Yeah, they're opposite ends of the wholesome spectrum. I like that. I think they complement each other nicely.
All right, Vicky, why don't you give us one here, man?
Well, one player that I've really liked watching this season, just because I feel like he's had to put the entire team on his back, is the young Tyrese Maxey. And since the Sixers don't seem to mind pairing him with aging, injury-prone stars, I thought it would be cool if he played with Kawhi Leonard.
Oh, I see where this is going.
Claw Max.
Oh,
Claw
man.
Max. Who knows? Maybe Kawhi plays more than Joel has. Maybe he's the Clipper that they should have traded for instead of PG. But no shade on PG. I know CJ, you come from a very Pacers household, so we won't say a bad word. But Claw Max, I can see it.
That's pretty good. I also had one with Kawhi that was Claw involved, but it was Kawhi and Ant, and it was gonna be called Claw Daddy because Ant's got a couple of kids in there. So
it's great.
I don't know how you feel about it, but give it up. Claw Max is great, and also that would be an insane pairing.
If he could stay healthy, but yeah, I just feel so bad for Tyrese Maxey. He's doing everything.
He's got a great smile. He's got a great attitude.
He'll be all right.
He's the
He'll be
future
all
of
right.
that franchise.
He makes a good amount of money. CJ, you're up next. Who's your next couple?
So I got Precious Achua,
Oh, you weren't
and
kidding.
I was more so reverse engineering, to be honest, guys. I guess these guys could play together. Okay, and then we got Bones Highland.
Okay.
It is with it.
None other than they are the duo known as Precious Bones.
I love that.
Damn, that is really good, and that would be such a sick name. I'm gonna start calling my girl that.
Precious Bones.
Precious Bones.
See if she likes it or not.
I feel like it would look really good on a chain, like a necklace.
Yeah.
Precious Bones and the gold cursive, you know?
Yeah.
Mhm.
That's fantastic. And I feel like I could really see this line up like towards the end of the season if the team is tanking for some reason. You're like, all right, put in Precious Bones.
Yeah.
Harry, back up.
All right, I'm back up. I'm gonna go. I'm gonna bring back another guy because I'm gonna be honest. Like I use a lot of players multiple times, and the ones I was thinking of, and we'll go with stars for this pairing. But it's Ja Morant and LeBron James. But it's actually not so much about the LeBron James pairing. It's more about his son being on the team. Because if that ever did happen, he'd have to be there. We would have to have the Jabroni matchup.
Jabroni?
Jabroni.
Jabroni?
So that's the matchup I'm looking for. Shout out to Bronny. I think he's having kind of a rough time. I saw a stat that he was shooting maybe worse than anybody had been in the league, but no big deal. And I know I spelled his name wrong, but whatever. Jabroni.
I love it.
You got to add a little something to complete it there. I like it.
For sure.
Really good.
All right.
Jabroni. Too good. So, eventually, in theory, LeBron is going to retire. So Luka, my first star, he's going to need a new guy. He's going to need a new dynamic big, someone on the wings. Maybe things don't work out with the Hawks. So I'd say pair him with Jalen Johnson. And then you got a little Miami Vice in LA with Don Johnson.
Oh, snap. I'm not as fast a typer as I'd like to be, but I try.
He's not a star yet, but I really think Jalen Johnson has a lot of potential. He's going to get better, and I think he might be a guy you could trade for eventually down the line.
I really like that one.
Don John.
He's on his way to stardom, I think. Losing him was a huge hit for the Hawks, who then just sold off their team for parts a little bit at this deadline. And I heard that Trae Young is not happy in Atlanta right now, which is friggin' nuts.
Interesting.
I thought he was going to get moved. We've been talking about him being unhappy.
To LA?
Oh, yeah. No, I think we kind of came off Trae, but I was just if Luka's gone, it opens up the floodgates. And it seems like they're preparing to do that with what they're doing over there in Atlanta.
What do you think the best fit for Trae is?
I mean, you just mentioned it. I could see him on the Pistons. I don't know.
That's a lot of distribution between
Yeah.
Cade and Trae.
I was going to say the Spurs before De'Aaron Fox.
Right.
But
Yeah, that was the hot one, without a doubt.
You got a destination, Harry?
I don't really, not off the top of the dome. I do want to say this, though. Trae is really friggin' good. He's an awesome player. And I know that, people don't like him, and they make fun of the way he looks. And, I think he was the biggest all-star snub out of all of them. He's leading the league in assists. It did make the all-star game. It's pretty crazy to me. So,
Right. And it's not like Melo where he's at the bottom of the league doing it. They're hovering around the play-in tournament, or at least they were. I hadn't thought about this until now. I feel like Trae in Orlando would be nasty.
Oh, man. Yeah, that's crazy to think about. Because they really don't have a point
CJ,
guard.
I believe if you have time for a couple more, I think
I
you're
got
up next.
I got 5 more minutes.
Sweet.
And I want to get these ones out
Let's
because
get
I
'em in
worked really hard on this. Here we
Appreciate
go.
that. It shows.
Our guy who just left, we got traded, Dalton Connect. future star. And then we got former star Kevin Love.
Got you.
Pretty easy here. We got Love Connect.
Do you want me to add the Shun in there? Do you want it to be Love Connect?
Oh, Love Connection is great. Yeah.
That's where I thought you were going. I
Yeah.
loved it.
That's pretty good.
See, this is why it's a team effort.
Hey,
I like how you put your player comp in there too.
Exactly. He's on my
Harry,
mind
would you
always.
describe yourself as a little bit of a Dalton Connect as well? Who's your player
Ooh, I
comp?
can see that.
I play defense. Defense was like my calling card.
Wow.
So again, no shade to Dalton, but like I know that's like his thing. Also, like I was never that great of a shooter or anything. I think like when I was coming up, the player comp I would give myself was Manu because he was like it looked ridiculous when he was driving to the basket and he was like kind of lanky and whatnot. So in that era, I'd say Manu would be the comp for me. Because also, as much as I wanted to be a star, I was a six man. We can be honest about it. It's no big deal. Maybe we're saying for Friendos, I was a starter, but not for
starter for
not
sure.
for most.
All right, Harry, you're up.
It's on to me.
What you got?
Okay, so this one's going to take a little bit of liberty as far as like pronunciation goes, because I've always had trouble like being able to say his name. I'm not because when I first saw him play, I was like, it's Banchero, it's Paolo Banchero, but it's Banchero. Is that what it is?
I've heard both.
Okay, if it's Banchero, then that works great for me. So we're gonna go with Paolo Banchero. And with another great player who has been mentioned, I think, on this. I think he's like one of the best players. He's my all-star or my MVP this year. And I think he's not on my team, but that's all good. I think Shai Gilgeous-Alexander is like the best player playing right now. I don't think he's necessarily the best of all time. I think Jokic probably is as far as like what's going on in the league, but Shai's just insane. He's having an incredible season, and I really want him to win the MVP, so there's that. But I think Paolo Banchero and Shai Gilgeous-Alexander, they can be Shayla win.
Fantastic.
Because they would. And also, I think they'd be a
Yeah.
hell of a pairing together. Like, Paolo's been everything I thought he was going to be at Duke. And, like, I hate Duke so much. Like, I hate watching him play, but sometimes their players are really something else. And I felt like, even with Chet in the draft that year, that Paolo just looked like one of one NBA-ready players in college at the time. And he's done nothing but break my heart when I watch him play the Pistons. So that's where we're at, Paolo.
Yeah, it's been tough. I got another one lined up. It's a Pacers-centric one. So Hallie is really great. It's kind of a thorn in Pistons fans' sides, especially as of late. But if they're going to make a big push into the playoffs like they have in the past, I feel like he needs a defensive guard in his backcourt with him. So we'll go with Drew Holiday, and we'll have ourselves a little Hallie day.
Ooh, I like that a lot. Hallie Day. I was looking at Halliburton with somebody else because I was trying to make a Halle Berry one to make the Troy Weaver stands out there super happy, but I couldn't find any berries. I was going to bring back a Brett Berry or John Berry for Pistons fans out there. Pistons legend, John Berry. True great player. Okay. Halle Day. I like that. CJ, I think you said you had one more. Is that right?
Yeah, I got one more. This is
Okay.
a perfect thing because I got to jump after this. But thank you so much for having me, guys.
Rob, thanks for being here.
Another guy that got moved, Karis LeVert. And then I believe he's on a two-way with the Grizzlies, Yuki Kawamura. Again, 2 stars.
Bro.
And together, they would be called Lil Yuki Vert.
Oh, man, dude. Oh, my God. Now this has to happen.
That would sell T-shirts. That would sell a lot of merch.
You should
Whether it's a
honestly
star
make
or
this a
not, Yuki
T-shirt.
has a following.
Lil Yuki Vert.
And the 8 people who buy it, 8 is actually really generous, but the 8 people who buy it would wear it every day, I feel like.
I would truly buy it. If it was like
You
an
don't-
NBA Jam collection where it's like those two, instead of Lil
Yeah.
Yuki on there. Easy sell. Easy sell. Damn, dude, that's a friggin' good one.
Really great.
Is it on me? Is it on me for the
It's on you, Harry.
okay. We're going back to again, I didn't go too far outside of the realm of reality here. I went with Giannis again, and this time I went with aforementioned Jokic, and I think they would be a great couple together. One, because they dominate, and also because they'd have a great dominating nickname of one of my favorite meals, Greek yogurt. I would love to see Greek
that's a
yogurt
good one.
play together. The Faya
It's
fellas.
delicious.
Oh man,
It's nutritious. Wow.
just studs. Also, just an unstoppable team if that was ever
Unbelievable.
together. All right, Mickey, you got the last one, I believe, the last dance for CJ's Bulls fandom.
Okay, I'm going to use Giannis in this one too. This one's a little bit of a fudge because the second player is not in the league yet, but I do think he's going to make a splash. All eyes on Cooper Flag. Let your freak flag fly, freak flag.
That's a good one.
Freak flag.
With 2 G's.
Boom. Freak
There it
flag
is.
right there.
Boom.
Pretty damn good. I love it. Did we have any? I'm going to go through just some that I didn't get to at all. But I had Ant Edwards and Tyler Hero for the anti-hero because everyone hates both those players
Whoa.
anyway.
That's so good.
That's
So
a good one.
it'd be great to see. Also, they get into a fist fight about passing the ball a fair share, I think, between those two. I had Cunning Bam for Cade and Bam if they joined forces. Anything else on here? The last one I had was Shea and Jaylen Brown. That'd be Brown Butter.
Ooh, he is smooth. Mm-hmm. Any honorable mentions, CJ?
No. I found 4. I was like, I'm not gonna ruin the magic here by forcing any others.
Lil
You
Yuki
picked
Vert.
the best ones.
Lil Yuki Vert and Precious Bones are just like so fucking money.
That's a great note to go out on too.